Good Saturday morning, everybody. Chris here with High Seas Cruising, and welcome to this week's episode of What Every Cruiser Wants. And we are back with some new cruise comments for you this week. Now, in my humble opinion, cruise lines are one of the easiest and best vacations you could possibly take. You wake up in the morning in your own personal cruise cabin, you go up, you have breakfast, crew takes care of your breakfast. All you have to do is pick it up and eat it. You spend the day either relaxing on board the ship, some trivia, movies under the stars, you got live music, Broadway shows, all kinds of dance classes, karaoke, you name it, it's on board the cruise ship. All you have to do is enjoy yourself and relax. You go to ports, you get off the ship, you see new places. The crew, they do all of the work. All you have to do is be there and enjoy yourself. Seems really simple. You just have to decide to choose fun. I mean, here, look at the back of this Carnival cruise ship. It even says right here, choose fun. But you know what? No matter how easy the cruise line makes it, no matter how simple a cruise vacation can be, I guarantee you somebody will find something to complain about. You know, there's always that one person that no matter what is going on, they will complain. And today's episode is going to be all about the little bitty things that some people complain about. So we're going to call this week's episode Complainers Will Complain. And it's going to be all about the little complaints that people make. Now, we're going to jump into today's comments, and we're going to start with one about the weather. Now, we've heard weather ones before. You know, a cruise line has to skip a port because the weather just isn't right. They can't dock, they can't use the tenders. It's just not safe. And boy, let a cruise ship skip a port for bad weather, the line at guest services will fill right up with people that are going to complain. They want compensation. They demand it gets fixed. Or, you know what? My favorite one, the captain was just wrong. He had no idea what he was talking about. They should have been allowed to go to port. We've all heard those before, right? But what about the opposite? What if the weather was not so great and the cruise ship was still able to dock? Well, believe it or not, people complain about that. Currently on the Liberty, and this cruise has been absolutely awful. One sunny day the entire cruise. I know that Carnival can't control the weather, but instead of just sitting in a rainy port, why not find a sunny place at sea? So now we have somebody complaining because the cruise line did dock at a cruise port, because they were able to go where they said they were going to go. There was some rain, it wasn't super sunny, and they are complaining because the cruise ship went there and they sat there and it was raining, and they should have just skipped the port and gone someplace sunny. Which really just goes to show you definitely cannot make everybody happy, because if they'd have skipped the port, people would have been upset. Now apparently they went to the port and somebody is still upset. Next up, we have an attack on Carnival Cruise Line's brand ambassador because somebody doesn't like his sense of humor. But because they don't like it, apparently nobody likes it. You know how they like to put on there, well, if I don't like it, nobody else likes it and everybody agrees with me. Get a lot of those types of comments. Yet they do seem to forget that when he's on his Facebook page, it is his page. Many people seem to think your humor and your jokes are offensive to many God-fearing family cruisers like me. You should censor yourself or be censored by virtue of linking by Carnival. Easiest result would be stop all jokes. Give the people what they want. Cruise information and nothing else added. So they don't like the jokes that the brand ambassador for Carnival Cruise Line, John Heald, tells on his Facebook page. Now, what I find, I guess, ironic would be the proper word for this. So this individual has used the First Amendment right of free speech to write in a comment suggesting that somebody's free speech be censored. I don't know. Does that sound right to you? Doesn't really sound right to me. And you know what the easiest solution is? It's not that he stops telling jokes on his Facebook page. It's that you just stop going on his Facebook page. You know what? Swipe on to the next story and you don't have to hear any of them. Next up, let's talk about comparing apples to oranges, because that's exactly what this comment is. They're not comparing oranges to oranges, apples to apples. No, they're comparing apples to oranges. In my opinion, it's two completely different situations, and this is in reference to cabin stewards, cabin attendants that happen to learn and know your name. But for some reason, hey, let's still write in a comment. Let's still complain. When blank stays at a hotel, does the maid mention him by name? Of course not. What difference does it make? Does it make you feel important? So when you stay at a hotel, the maid, which you rarely ever see, by the way, doesn't call you by name. But when you're on a cruise ship, your room attendant will call you by name. You know what? It's not about making you feel important. It's more of making you feel included as a member of the family. At least that's how I feel. A hotel stay and a stay on a cruise ship, they are not the same things. They are two completely different experiences. So what difference does it make? Well, I'll tell you what. You go to a hotel and walk down the hallway, and if you happen to see one of the maids working or the room attendants in a hotel working, they're not going to say anything to you. They're not going to acknowledge you. Go on board a cruise ship and pass your room attendant. Hi, how are you? How was your day? They're going to call you by name. Does it make a difference? Yep, it sure does. Because the quality of one, in my opinion at least, is better than the quality of the other. It is a better, more personalized experience. It's not about feeling important. It's about the experience. Now, another example of I don't like it, so nobody likes it, and it should absolutely go away because I say it's bad, which means every single person says it's bad. And why are you doing this on your cruise ship? It's almost like some of these people believe that they are stuck in one tiny little room, and whatever entertainment is going on in that one tiny little room, it's just forced upon them. On the Vista now, Platinum Cruiser, Violins in the lobby. Who thought it would be good for a supposed fun party ship to have this blank classical music? Everyone detests it. So let's start with the obvious question. Does everybody really detest the violin players in the lobby, in the atrium on Carnival cruise ships? Well, I do not detest them, so I guess it's not everybody. They do play more than classical music. They play modern music. It just happens to be on violins. I think it sounds great. I think they do an awesome job. Now, I would say that could be just me, but I've stood there at the railing looking over into the atrium to listen to the violins play. And strangely enough, there are other people that are standing around doing the same thing. So again, I'm going to have to say it's not everybody. But this person is a platinum cruiser. And you would think as a platinum cruiser that they would realize that if they don't like the violins, they can simply go on to another part of the ship and see something that they would enjoy. No one is forcing them to stand there and listen. No one is making them stay in the atrium. They can't do that. Instead, gotta complain and say that everyone detests it. Now, some of the, I guess, funniest comments or some of the, I can't really believe you complained about this type of comments, in my opinion, come from people who just think they should have gotten something for free, and they didn't. Good morning. On 4th of July cruise on board the Freedom at the Glow Party, they did not have glow sticks for the passengers. This is outrageous. All right, so it is outrageous that they did not provide them a glow stick for the party on 4th of July on board the Carnival Freedom. No glow stick meant they could not celebrate freedom on the Freedom. Oh my God. Now it is possible maybe the ship ran out. Maybe they gave out all of they had and this person just didn't get one. It's not like they usually have enough for every single person that shows up to the party. They give out what they have. You get one, you do. If you don't, you don't. But you know what you could have done if you knew you really, really, really wanted one and that you couldn't celebrate freedom without a glow stick? Well, I guess you could have brought your own and been prepared. Or you could have said to yourself, this will not affect my enjoyment, but nope. Instead, gotta complain in a comment. And finally, for our last complaining comment today, we're gonna stick on the subject of free stuff. I asked for something for free. I didn't get it. Woe is me. They even put the emoji on there to woe is me. Request go unfulfilled. Unfortunately. Now all this comment here is just a little bit vague. It was in reference over on John Heald's Facebook page, because that's where most of this comes from. And it was because they had asked for something free to be sent to their cabin while they were cruising, and they didn't receive it for free. Now, if you ever go look at his page, every single day, just person after person after person, can you send me something? Can you send me something? Can you send me something? Make it special for me. Always asking for free stuff. He does grant a lot of those requests. But honestly, if he doesn't grant your request and you're not one of the ones that gets something, seriously, the fact that you're on a cruise, on vacation, enjoying yourself, doing something that not everybody else is out there doing, that's not special enough? You can't enjoy your cruise if you don't get that special something left in your cabin just for you, that it makes you write in a comment to let him know, my request was unfulfilled. And then of course you got to put the crying emoji in there because you're so upset that you're on a cruise vacation. Now these are just some examples of the types of comments that people write in day after day after day. I'll be honest, I don't know how he does that job day after day without pulling out all of his hair. And now you may be thinking, well, that's a lot already that we've just talked about today. So you know what? Let's not stop here. Let's do some more. Let's throw in another attack on Carnival Cruise Line's brand ambassador. Let's throw in an attack this time because, well, he's British. He's not American. This is an American cruise lines. Why are you not an American? America's cruise line means American passengers. Right in America, John. I don't think you're funny. I find your humor comparable to Larry the Cable Guy and Carlos Mancina. I'm not the only one who is pissed that Carnival allows you to be in this position. Don't get me wrong. I'm proud to be an American. I'm proud to be from America. But let's be honest. I am sometimes embarrassed by the way my fellow Americans act sometimes. Just because you don't like somebody's humor doesn't mean you need to say things like, well, it's an American cruise line with American passengers, so I can't believe they would let you be in that position. Why? Because, again, you don't like his humor? Because he's British? Said it once, said it twice. Let's say it again. America is not the center of the universe. And if you are a cruiser, it should be very obvious that it is not the center of the universe. Look at all of the crew members around you. You're getting on a ship that is leaving America and going to other places to go and visit. So I'm sorry, if you want an American company for Americans that only has Americans, maybe you should not leave the United States. And one final thought on a comment. If you're gonna, write something in saying, American company, American this, America that, America center of the universe, don't like your humor, you probably want to write it in such a way that you don't look like a total buffoon. Because what exactly is right in American? But I guess I could see why you wouldn't put on there right in English while you're speaking to a person from England where English comes from. Yeah. I guess maybe that's why you have to write it in American. Now we are going to do the real final comment here of the day. So this will be the last one. And honestly, I've got to assume this is from a first-time cruiser. Because if this is from an experienced cruiser, well, honestly, that just makes it worse. Carnival should let you get off at the same time you got on the boat, not effing 8 a.m. like now. Conquest workers making us leave this early is BS, dude. Sometimes I read these and they crack me up while I'm reading them, even though I've already read them before. So this person's upset that it's disembarkation day and they got to get off the ship. They can't get off at the same time they got on. You see why I said this must be a new cruiser, that they don't understand that, yeah, they've got to get you off so they can turn over the ship and get the next set of passengers on. Could you imagine if you said, well, I boarded at 1 o'clock, so I don't have to get off till 1 o'clock. Sure, that might be nice in theory, but that's a big fat no in practicality. But it's super early. And you know what? That's just BS, dude. And with that final thought, that is going to be our video this week for what every cruiser wants. If you've enjoyed today's video, do me a favor and hit that like button. If you haven't done so yet, do me a favor and hit subscribe. It is free to do so. Helps our channel grow. Let you know anytime we put out a new video. Hope everyone out there is having a really great day, a really great weekend, and like always, we will see you out on the high seas. Damn, they didn't give me a glow stick. Man, that's BS, dude.